Hey there, Crumbs here, and we're back at the quarry. So I've rendered that out. Hopefully when I edit it, it'll be tolerable to watch. It was kind of rough, using the replay mod, switching back and forth between worlds. I think I about got it with a little editing. And obviously this episode, inspired by the great El Mango. It is the second Slycraft episode was Interdimensional Logistics, and I got some stuff going now that's similar. So I thought it was just fun. This was the original entrance to where my quarry is, but now I have it set up here to manage the items coming out of it. So this is probably beyond where I want the quarry to go. Then there's a couple different systems going on here. So this here is just the it's the clock and a loader for the sorting and for the sorting mechanism for the quarry itself. Just turn this on. I'll start everything off. These are loaders that are sufficiently far apart, or that are sufficiently close together, that will keep the water stream loaded, going from the quarry all the way back to the storage. And these here then are for item transportation through the nether. So when I have items, when I have shulker boxes coming from the overworld, they'll come through this portal here into these, and they'll just go through the hopper chain down here, and every chunk I'll have, is that every chunk? Yeah, so every chunk will have it cycle an item through the overworld once to load the nether side, and I'll just transport the items down until they drop down here and get sent back to the overworld next to the end portal. So let's take a look at the overworld side. So this quarry is pretty darn slow. This is a little bit of buffer storage. I get rid of most of the cobblestone immediately, and everything else just goes through a single chain of hoppers. Alright. There are individual filters for a bunch of them, and then at the end it's just anything remaining goes into the last one, set for shulker box loading. So this is basically just an adapted version of the system I worked out for sending signals, but in this case it'll just cycle items through to load the nether side, to move the items in hoppers, or to move the shulker boxes in hoppers. But these here going out the other way, I have to have them a bit closer together. So these ones will actually load the overworld side. You see no signal come from further back. And it just gets sent along down here, and they're close enough that they'll load this to be entity processing. So all the items can flow from unloaded chunks to unloaded chunks, or all the way through what would otherwise be unloaded chunks. And actually did have an issue, because these are just the basic setup. In the nether I have a whole bunch of stacks of items, and because they're not properly aligned, they do occasionally disappear, and at some point I've run this long enough, I had one of them run out of items. So it stops loading a bunch of them, and I don't know, that's why I have a mess of chests back there at the sorting system now. It's because I had like 10 double chests or more worth of items just stacking up in the unloaded chunks where one of these had run out of items. So if you don't have them properly aligned, they will eventually actually have problems. Yep, collecting red sand. Go out in front of it because it's not going to get picked up by this quarry. And it just means that it would harvest less. Oh, yeah. So I need to take a look. This is currently slightly broken. Thankfully it was just a small section, it looks like. Sometimes when it breaks, it'll go down the whole length of this and mess up these pistons in the back. In this case, it got stuck here, so The mechanism built into it by Comet 107 is still doing its job. Still hanging in there, so I'll have to come back and figure out what exactly happened, or at least fix this here in a bit and then get it going again. And I already have the water stream built out a good distance. I'll need to ultimately add more of the actual loading mechanism in as I move this further up. Yeah, I'll turn that clock off. So yeah, I have it disabled for any of the ones that are further out that I'm not using yet, but I can just continue to add more entire length down there. Oh, where am I? Here we go. Okay. Yeah, so ultimately, those get pushed down here. And I think I have this set up to do an extra bump or two just to be safe, because I don't trust it coming through here. There's a bunch of multiple detectors, so I wanted to make sure that the shulker boxes actually got picked up and moved around. They wouldn't actually then despawn or something. And this, of course, is the old sorting system, which is horrible. This just let all the items come through and go down once. All I need to do is add a double chest or even just a single chest for this of buffer storage and have the items come out slowly, and I didn't need to have anywhere near this many item sorters. This is horrible, but it worked. It's just extremely inefficient. At any rate, yep, part of the reason why I chose this location was because it's right next to the end portal, so it's easier to move the items around. And in theory, I could just drop the items right into here, but there's no way to load the end that I'm aware of. So currently, I have the items come through here, pick them up and hop in. And do I need to be back here? No. Okay, so just set and break the spawn point, and then we'll go take a look. Okay. So when you come through here, the water will be removed, like not up to this height, but everything in this area will be removed, kind of reset. But you obviously can't have water flow into there. So I could, in theory, send items up to here. And I've tried it out, it can work. Except that moving items into the end that way does not load the end. So the items just pile up there and they don't go anywhere. So I've been just bringing everything manually here. And once you get enough stuff here to make it worth it, then I can flip the clock and send them to the nether transportation system directly. I'll go actually take a look at this. Okay, I should set my spawn here. Okay. Yes, I have a... Oh, see, this is where I'm moving my maps to, so they're out of the spawn chunks. I think... Yeah, I need to update this. I think it's extended further now. This is a quarry. Alright, so I was checking this out here. Dropping items in. This is about as fast as it can go, so that the water can keep up with. I don't currently have anything there. Let's let it run for a little bit. So what, about 5 or 6? And all 6 of them were still there when I came through. Oh yeah, and that's unloaded now. So I need to add a chunk loader there. For the purpose of testing, let's add... a little bot with carpet mod. So I can see this. Okay, so it drops right there in the middle. This gives just enough time for it to get pushed through. And it comes up here, and ends up in here. Right, so if I had a way to load the end consistently, then I could just have the items go all the way from the quarry to the sorting system, get loaded into shulkers, and when the shulkers boxes are full, get dropped off, get sent here, and straight into the end portal, and then through the system into the storage at the nether transportation system at the station, so I can move it somewhere else in the world. However, what I guess, I mean, the only solution I can think of is to have a bot sitting here continuously in order for that to work. I'm not sure I really want to do that. And this way, you know, I can just come drop stuff off and go right back to wherever it is that I have the end portal. So as long as there's an end portal within reasonable distance in the world, it is easy to move items around to the end, and then from there into my transportation system. So it's not really a problem. It would just be cool if there was a way to like completely fully automate it. Alright, but here at spawn, I changed things up, add a little decoration. I couldn't come up with a good way to get the player to actually spawn in here. I was spawning below ground, or it was like pushing me into other chunks even, I think. Because I had stuff that isn't like stone or grass. So maybe there's sand, I think, is also allowed to spawn on when you come into the world spawn. So it has one block of grass here for now. Alright. And the items, of course, that's 0, 0. So when I was moving shulkers in, I had them coming down to there. For the items, though, they come into world spawn. So, as you hopefully saw in the time-lapse, land here. And they'll get sent into the nether. And I have a couple things that'll like cycle through and load the nether. So we'll take a look. Shulker farm there. And of course, what is this wiring? Oh, okay, I think I have this on a clock, basically. So as long as items continue to flow through, it'll run, it's like a based off timing, so it'll keep cycling items through, I believe is what that is. And I'll just drop items through a hole in the bedrock here, down the nether transportation system. This is my old nether hub. I expanded it a bit, but I remember like first coming into this world, it's nighttime, run through spruce forests, which I guess I deforested, having skeletons shoot at me and stuff, and so I just made the other side look similar to that. What was I doing? Oh yeah, there's some things I can maybe improve. I want a better connection down here to my new the transportation system. But yeah, items come down the chute back over there, and they end up just coming right down to here. So again, if there was a way to, if there's a nice way to load the end, then I could just use that and send items from pretty much anywhere in the world back into these chests here, and load them up into the minecarts and transport them wherever I want. But as it is, this is fine. You know, I'll just have to come back and flip a switch in the end to send them here. In the replay, I think I went to the third one, so I completely skipped the last loader, but it works. I think it's a nice little system to have. That's another one of those things. It was fun, and again, it's like Nambon and El Mango, maybe even a little bit some guys from the Zip Crowd videos were fun to watch. Got me really into the game when I saw there's more you could do with it. So it's fun to have some similar stuff going on. And I hope you all enjoyed, found something interesting. And y'all take care. Cheers.